Democracy in action as presiding officers emerge for 10th House of Representatives. Speaker of the 9th House, Femi Gbajabiamila, bows out of legislature, assumes office as Chief of Staff to the President, and new members share experiences as 10th House of Representatives settles down to work. A new assembly, a new leadership, a new vision to be driven by the Tajuddin Abbas-led 10th House of Representatives. Thank you for joining us on You and Your Reps. I am Victor as welcome. The 10th House of Representatives has elected Tajuddin Abbas, member representing Zaria Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, as Speaker with an overwhelming majority of votes. For the Deputy Speaker position, Benjamin Kalu, representing Bende Federal Constituency of Abia State, emerged unopposed.
The process commenced with nominations of the contestants in line with the standing order of the House of Representatives. Voting was conducted using the open ballot system, in which members call out names of their preferred candidates. At the end of the exercise, Tajuddin Abbas, a fourth-time member of the House, was declared Speaker, having scored 353 votes, beating two other contestants, Ahmed Idris Wasi and Aminu Jaji, who scored 3 votes each.
Member-elect Tajuddin Abbas, 353 votes.
The Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Okezie-Kalu, representing Bende Federal Constituency of Abia State, was returned unopposed. The clerks to the National Assembly administered the oath of office.
And that I will abide.
And that I will abide.
By the code of conduct.
By the code of conduct.
Contained in the 5th schedule.
Contained in the 5th schedule.
To the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
To the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So help me God.
So help me God.
That as a member of the House of Representatives.
That as a member of the House of Representatives.
I will perform my functions.
I will perform my functions.
Honestly.
Honestly.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
The Speaker carried out the first function of presiding over the swearing-in of other members.
Member of the House of Representatives. I will perform my functions honestly. To the best of my ability.
We are your members, and I congratulate you, and on behalf of them, I hand over my handover notes as a Speaker of the 9th Assembly. This will be a guide to you, and I hope you continue from where I left. Congratulations, and God bless you.
This victory is not just about me. It is all about us coming together as a united house to serve the Nigerian people diligently. It is about honoring the trust that has been placed on us and working tirelessly to deliver on our promises of good governance and effective representation.
Tajuddin Abbas is the 9th Speaker of the House of Representatives since the return of democracy in 1999. Born in 1963, Tajuddin Abbas has a doctorate degree in business administration. The Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, is a lawyer by training. The two new presiding officers are the choice of the ruling party for the positions they now occupy.
Meanwhile, the 10th House of Representatives, in its first plenary, has declared the seat of former Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila vacant. Now, this follows Gbajabiamila's resignation as a member of the Green Chamber after 20 years to assume his duties as Chief of Staff to President Bola Tinubu.
The first plenary of the 10th House of Representatives commenced with the Speaker directing the clerk to the National Assembly to notify the Executive and the Senate of the composition of the House.
That the clerk to the National Assembly do advise the Secretary to the federal government to inform the President that the House has assembled and quorum formed and ready to receive any message he may wish to transmit.
Thereafter comes a letter of resignation from the former Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila to enable him assume his new office as Chief of Staff to the President.
It is with with mixed feelings that I want to, at this time, present to you and the Honorable House my letter of resignation from this House.
We have declared the seat of Surulere 1, Federal Constituency of Lagos, vacant as from today. Thank you.
Before taking his bow from the chamber, the former speaker moved a motion of urgent public importance on the need to mitigate the effect of flooding in the country this year, as predicted by NIMET. The House, after amendment of the prayers, resolved to invite the DG of NEMA to brief the House on the measures in place to mitigate flood disasters and enhance intergovernmental collaboration. The House also adopted resolutions of 2 motions of urgent public importance on the need to implement palliative measures to mitigate effects of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians, moved by Representative Sani Madaki, and on the need to control gully erosion in Enugu North and Udi local government areas, moved by Representative Chimobi Sam Atu.
To mitigate the effect of fuel subsidy removal on Nigerians, to mandate the Committee on Labor and Productivity, when constituted, to ensure compliance and report back within 2 weeks for further legislative action. Mandate the Joint Committee on Environment, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, and Works to undertake an investigation of the threat posed by the gully erosion.
The House adjourned plenary to Thursday, 15th of June, 2023.
We later engaged some members on their experiences after the first week of plenary for the 10th House. Let's hear them.
The proceedings since we started our first sitting has been very nice. The Speaker is doing well, members are doing also well, contributing to all the debates on motions in the House. So I think and I believe and I have no doubt in my mind that this 10th National Assembly House of Reps is going to perform wonderfully well. We are here to defend the interests of this nation, vis-a-vis also as the representatives of our people from various constituencies. We make sure we bring each policies, laws that will uplift the living standard of the people of our various constituencies. Nigerians should expect a very good legislation that will promote the image of the country abroad, that will improve the living standard of the people of Nigeria. The economy is so hard, it's so harsh, but this present assembly will bring up policies that will cushion the effect of this, especially the oil subsidy, and other things that will have the improved living standard of the good people of Nigeria.
It's a learning curve for so many of them, especially those of us that are here for the first time. But it has been interesting. It has been very active. People have the attendance. You can see virtually all the 360 representatives were in attendance. The Speaker inaugurated some ad hoc committees so that there's no vacuum, where they now take time to set up the actual committees, so that by the time we reconvene in July, we'll hit the ground running. Nigerians are going to expect a very robust 10th National Assembly that is very, very Nigeria-oriented. That you could see some of the issues that were raised today, especially issues of national importance. It shows that a lot of representatives have their constituents at heart.
And in what is its most engaging debate yet, the 10th House of Representatives has rejected a motion to address the migration of Nigerians to other countries. Sponsor of the motion and member representing Ado Okpoku of Badibo Federal Constituency of Benue State, Philip Agbesa, says he will give it another shot.
I feel excited that in the first instance we were able to stir national debate on a pertinent national issue. I feel greatly humbled by the support given by members of the House, and equally elated by even those who criticize the motion for their lack of understanding I strongly believe that in the next couple of weeks, we are going to revisit the issue, touch on some of the sensitive issues raised, like the issue of fundamental human rights, and we'll be able to return it back to the House. And I believe the motion is targeted at addressing something very, very important and germane as far as the country is concerned, because the issue of brain drain is a very big challenge for this country. I was discussing with one of my colleagues not quite long. We talked about foreign policy in other countries where citizens move out of the country, not necessarily for greener pasture. They move in to acquire knowledge and return back to better their country. So, but the situation in Nigeria today is one whereby people just move out for perceived greener pastures. So I believe that some of the critical issues mentioned in the motion, like bad leadership, which has already been addressed by President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the issue of insecurity being tackled by the security agencies, bad leadership, bad roads, lack of social amenities and infrastructure across the state. These are the issues majorly responsible why people are leaving the country. So I strongly believe that in the next 4 years, we should as a government be able to provide employment for our youth.
Motion on notice speaks of a formal notification of items of business to be raised during a meeting. But how does this apply to a legislative plenary? We got chair of the House Committee on Rules and Business in the 9th House to clear the air.
The business of the House is conducted in accordance with the House Standing Rules, Order 8 of the House, Order 8 of our rules. Order 8 deals specifically with how the House conducts its business on a daily basis. If you deals with the order paper, which starts with communication from the President, communication from other parliaments, international parliaments, communication from the Senate, communication from any other outside body, okay, which will be presented to Mr. Speaker. Speaker will now read aloud to the hearing of all members. This is a communication we received from our sister organization, Senate, from the President, or from any parliament in the world. It will be read to the hearing of all members. This is how they seem. And then, after the communication from the outside, the chamber, then we have matters of urgent national importance. Issues so critical that if not handled immediately, it will lead to loss of lives and properties. Then to come, Speaker will call for any matter of urgent public importance. A member who has a matter of urgent public importance will now raise his hand. The Speaker will allow him to speak. He will now present the matter. It will be debated if it is the one that can be debated, and then it will be put to vote. And members will now vote to pass that motion. Then we have also public petitions. Members of the public who feel aggrieved, who have been cheated in any way by the actions or inactions of any other government or agency or individuals, you have the right to present a petition to the House. And any member can stand up to present that petition. The petition will now be referred to the House Committee on Public Petitions, which has the same powers as a federal high court. The House will now preside, the chairman, House Committee on Public Petitions will now preside over that petition and treat it on its own merit. Witnesses will be called. Lawyers do appear to argue for petitioners or for defendants. At the end, the committee chairman will now present his report, his findings to the House in plenary. The House will deliberate and take action on that petition to approve or not approve the recommendations therein. After petitions, then we'll start doing the order paper proper, presentation of reports, bills, then motions, then consideration of reports.
As the 10th Assembly gradually settles down to work, what should be its priorities? We took this question to members of the public, and here's what we got.
There must be a process, a legislative process, that will form the basis of creating employment. There are ways you can create these jobs by making it a policy, national policy, that even the private sectors will now see reason to make sure that at any point in time, this number of people are employed.
If they can be able to support like the federal government, like giving them, creating laws, how they'll create more job opportunities for we, the youth and citizens out there. I think that will help a lot.
There are so many laws that need to be amended. The senators and the reps have so many responsibilities to play in helping us to build up our democracy. They can as well put the president on his feet.
Prioritize on security first, so that because if there's peace, then everything will work well. Then the education sector will work, economic activities will boom, and hopefully there may be economic development.
Yes, we have a lot of infrastructural issue, and you see that people don't regard public stuff. People pull down street light, nobody looks at them, and so many, there are too many things to talk about.
You and your reps has been speaking with the member representing Aniocha, Oshimili Federal Constituency of Delta State, Ngozi Okolie, on his legislative agenda. He also has a say on some issues of national importance.
For starters, the Washipu water project, we are virtually completed, but it needs to be piped to the different cities. And they've done almost 70-80% of the job. So I pray that we can be able to push for the remaining ones to be done. And our virtually every village in Aniocha Oshimili need high-end stations. So we'll try as much as possible to see if we can bring push a college of education for SLOP, a university for Salva, and maybe a polytechnic for Idumuje or one of those areas, so that at least everybody would have an institution close to home. And of course, there are several other things that as time goes on, we see the needs of our people, but definitely we'll try to help the women who are traders in the market to see how we can open a small microcredit finance organization for them, to source funds for small trades, so that with little or no interest, they'll be able to trade better and help their families. Virtually everybody voted for Abbas to be Speaker of the House of Representatives. So we hopefully pray that he'll carry everybody along. He's now the Speaker of the whole House, and we'll cry to him or to the House to see our plight. And I think if he sees reason to provide these things, I think he'll do that. So far, he's trying his best to see that the National Assembly is united, and I think as we go on, we'll actually see that everybody's needs is met. We are not fighting for ourselves. Everybody is a representative of somebody or some constituency in Nigeria. So if he's the Speaker of the House, I'm sure that he will listen to every one of us and help those he can help, and then the House will move in. First and foremost, I think the country is very much divided. I think we'll try as much as possible to fight for the unity of the country. Everybody in the National Assembly represents Nigeria in total, so it's to unite the membership. If you can unite the membership of the National Assembly and respect every member, I think we have brought respect to the entire Nigeria. And then we need to strengthen our electoral laws and the institutions to have more respect. Left to me, I think there's a very, very big gap in the electoral managers. And if we don't strengthen it and make sure elections are virtually respected in Nigeria, I think it's very difficult for these people to come out and vote again. The elections have come and gone. There's still several litigations in court. I think there's still room for serious strengthening of INEC and institutions that will help INEC perform well. It should not be survival of the fittest or survival of the fondest. I think we should try as much as possible to make election go back to the people, let the people decide absolutely. As the people decide, they'll be happy with whoever is living there and be able to understand the person they are put in power. But if it's power by might or power by funding, then the people will never be pleased. Never be pleased. Of course, everybody has his own supporters, but let the majority always decide the election. I served in government in Delta State. I served actually in the director agency, but that's not to mean that I'm an expert in that, because I'm really not an engineer. But the government at that time found me worthy enough to be in the agency. So I did my possible best so that I gave my best to my people. So anywhere they put me in, any committee that comes in National Assembly, I would put in my best too. And you might see the committee as not important or lucrative, but you might go there and put in your best, and then the people will be happy. And once the people are happy, that's what I want. This subsidy thing, I don't know where it will end. That's why I support the president to remove it once and for all, and they surely tell us that it's been removed, because and since I've known about petroleum price, there's always been this issue of removal of subsidy from 2 naira or 2 kobo to 50 kobo, and now petrol is about 530 naira. So when will the removal end? That's what I'm asking. Because if you tell us that when it was 3 naira, you removed subsidy, or tried to remove subsidy, and then it went on to 6 naira, 11 naira, 50 kobo, 65 naira, 95 naira, and we're still talking about subsidy. And people begin to doubt if there's really any subsidy. So I think if they can actually fix our refineries and then let us refine our own oil without being in competition with any private marketer, I think it will help a lot to reduce the price of oil. I know that the 530 whatever naira or 500 plus naira as fuel is being sold now across the country will definitely come down when the competition starts. Already people are getting used to the fuel price now. People are not complaining. That's the pure Nigerian. But irrespective of people not complaining, we still feel the pain. There's nobody that does not feel the pain, both the rich the poor and the middle class. Everybody feels the pinch of the fuel subsidy import removal. So I pray that we'll get used to it, and I hope and pray that the price will come down so that the people on the streets would actually breathe. Because it's virtually affected all prices. Things that used to cost 1 naira are probably now about 6 naira, 1,000 naira. So I think the earlier we tackle the effects of the price and fuel subsidy removal, the better for everybody. Because now the cost of transport is way too high, and people have to move around. So if we can increase the mass transit. I hear some private bankers or industries donated some buses, which I have not seen anyway, and 100 buses would do nothing to Nigeria as a whole. So I think we should try as much as possible concentrating on a public transport system, because in a place like Europe or America, where they have good public transport system, you see that people don't usually drive their cars often like we do in Nigeria. And it's if we have good transport system, good and reliable transport system, I think the effects will drastically reduce.
Well, I guess government is also thinking in that direction. Time will tell. And that's been You and Your Reps. We thank you for your time. I'm Victor, as well. See you next time.